So I've just started editing tonight's video, and I'm sort of looking back at it, and I do realise I do sort of waffle on a bit in this video talking about this thing. So if you're into drones and you're considering buying one, then maybe this is okay for you to watch. But seriously, if drones really aren't your thing and you know it's not something you're really interested in, probably suggest you maybe go and watch a video about cats. Look, maybe just skip over this video and catch up with us in the next couple of days when we upload another one. But anyway, for those of you who are keen on drones, by all means keep on watching. But as I say, I do go on a little bit. See what you think. So I want to do a quick little video about the DJI Spark drone. The reason I decided to get the DJI Spark was mainly for travel, because this is a very small, compact little drone. So I suppose the best thing to do would be to get it out of the box. Now, I can't stand those ridiculous unboxing videos that you see on YouTube a lot, so I'm going to do the quickest unboxing you've ever seen. So here it is. This is what you get in the box. You get a DJI Spark drone. I went for red. And we also have the controller that comes with the Fly More combo, which I bought. And with the Fly More combo, you get a second battery and you get a battery charging station. You get a few other USB cords and stuff like that, which are really boring, so I'm not going to show you those right now. So the reason I went and got myself the reason I ordered myself one of these guys is because of its size. It's small. It's a very small, compact little drone, as you can see. That is basically the drone straight out of the box. These propellers fold up like this, and when you turn the drone on, which I'm going to do in a little minute and show you just how easy it is to get this thing in the air, the propellers actually open up under its own sort of centrifugal force. So it makes for a pretty small footprint when you're traveling with this guy. I've done a bit of travel testing with it, and it proved to be fantastic to travel with. So the little Spark, awesome little drone to take traveling. That's what comes with the Fly More combo. You get a second battery. So whenever I'm out flying a drone, and normally 9 times out of 10, there's going to be someone else there. I get asked the same questions pretty much every time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through those questions right now for you. I've actually thought about having a t-shirt that just said this information on the back of it, because I always get asked exactly the same questions when I'm flying the drone. So the first question I normally get asked is, aren't those things illegal? The short answer is no, drones are not illegal. You're allowed to fly a drone. Well, at least you're allowed to fly a drone in Australia, where we are. There are laws though, there are rules that you need to abide by when you're flying a drone. Rules such as you can't fly your drone within 30 meters of people, you can't fly your drone within 5 kilometers of a controlled airspace, you can't fly your drone near a helipad. They're pretty simple things. You've got to keep your drone more than 30 meters away from buildings. So, you know, they are sort of straightforward, logical rules that just if everyone followed, everyone would be happy. If you see a drone flying out in public, you are allowed, that person is allowed to fly that drone as long as they're following the rules. You can't fly your drone over private property without permission of the owner. Again, fairly logical, simple stuff. That's why I'm allowed to fly my drone in my own backyard, but I can't cross the boundary fence over other people's airspace. And I suppose the biggest concern, of course, is privacy. And I totally understand that. Nobody wants to have their privacy invaded particularly by a drone piloted by someone that you probably don't know might be flying that drone. So, but one thing I will say about the camera that is on this drone, and indeed on my other drone that I own, which is a Phantom 4 Pro, which I'll be doing a video about at a later date. These the cameras on this drone they're very, very wide angle. So given that it's a wide angle lens on this drone, you can't really see a lot of detail. It's more about shooting, in my opinion, shooting like wide angle landscape things and stuff like that. For me to get any kind of detail out of this drone, I need to fly the drone very close to my subject to be able, if I'm taking a photo of a particular subject from the air, I have to be pretty close to that subject. So if you are out and about and you happen to see a drone flying and it's, you know, way up in the air, you'll be in that footage if the camera's pointing at you, but I honestly don't think you can be identified. It's really hard to actually make out someone's identity. So I completely understand people's concern over privacy, but as I say, as long as the person flying the drone follows the rules, well, everybody will be happy. The main reason I own a drone is for landscape photography. So aerial landscape photography. It allows me to put a camera somewhere where I couldn't necessarily be able to put a camera before. So these things can go places where helicopters can't get to. They're obviously a lot cheaper to fly than a helicopter as well, so that's why I love drone photography. Anyway, I totally digress. Getting back to what we were talking about before, about the main questions I get asked when I'm flying my drone. The second most popular question I get asked is, how far can you fly this thing? Well, DJI tell me that using this remote connected to this drone, I can fly this up to 2 kilometers away, which sounds pretty amazing and pretty fantastic. However, the rules in Australia around drones dictate that you must keep your drone in visual eyesight at all times. So having a drone that can fly 2 kilometers sort of breaks a lot of rules. So I do try and keep my drone within eyesight at all times. Yes, I have lost visual contact with the drone once or twice, sort of looking at it, maybe, you know, clouds in the background or something like that, but I can normally pick it up very quickly. And of course, if I can't, I have the screen which goes back to my phone. I can actually look at my phone and see the drone, see what the drone is seeing, and easily then orientate myself and pick it back up. So long range, but not overly necessary with this. The other question that one of the other questions I get asked a lot about these drones is, how hard are they to fly? And the short answer is incredibly easy. If they made them really difficult to fly, they wouldn't sell. So DJI in particular have developed an excellent app that runs on your phone and connects to the controller that enables you to fly and control the drone very, very well. With the little controller, up is up, down is down, left is left, right is right, all that sort of stuff, forward and back. It's very, very simple. And the great thing about the DJI drone is because it uses GPS to position itself, if you ever panic or you're worried about your drone, you just let go of the controller and the drone will then hover and it'll stay in place waiting for its next command from the controller. So I think that's one of the great advantages about these drones is once you get it into position, for me, to take photos and things like that, I can really study the scene quite well without having to worry about positioning or keeping the drone in one position. So the GPS system on this does very, very well. Another question that I get asked a lot about the drone is, are they expensive? And some drones are. This drone with the Fly More combo is under $1,000 now, which is Australian dollars, which is very, very good value for money as far as I'm concerned. As I say, a couple of batteries, the controller, all that sort of stuff in the box, very handy, very affordable, I think, particularly when you consider what this drone can do. Battery life. Let's talk about battery life because I do get asked that a lot as well. The battery that's on the drone, this is the battery here. So that's one battery, there's a spare battery there. The battery life on this drone is good for 16 minutes of flight time. So the drone can actually stay in the air for 16 minutes. You'll notice on the back of the battery, if you push the power button, it'll actually light up. This is telling you this battery is fully charged. So if you ever want to test your battery, you literally just push it. These are intelligent flight batteries and they will tell you exactly how much charge you've got left in your battery. Of course, in the app when you're flying the drone as well, it tells you how much battery you've got, how much battery life you've got left to the second. It's very, very clever. When you're flying the drone as well, it has what's called a point of no return. So basically once the battery starts to get close to that threshold, it will return the drone home back to the place where you took it off from, given that it uses the GPS to find its home point, which is very, very clever and very cool. It means basically as long as you play by the rules and follow the instructions that come with these drones, it basically makes them, and I hate to use this phrase because it's probably not overly accurate, but it basically makes them crash proof and loss proof, as I say, provided you follow the rules. People that crash drones or lose their drone are basically doing something wrong. So the camera on this drone is capable of shooting 1080 videos, which is high definition video. I'm going to put some video samples on while I'm babbling on, so you can see on the screen exactly what I'm talking about. The video quality that you get out of this drone, not only is it high definition, the drone also has a 2-axis gimbal. So it actually stabilizes itself. The camera is independently stabilized from the drone. So in other words, if the drone is getting buffeted or moving around, as I say, with a little bit of wind, or you're just literally flying the drone around, that camera is constantly stabilizing itself, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a very, very clever system. The gimbals are fantastic. The bigger, more expensive drones have a 3-axis gimbal. These ones just have a 2-axis gimbal. But as you can see on the video footage that is hopefully running in the background here, you can see that they are a very, very stable little system. So quite a clever little system that DJI have put together on this drone. So let's see if we can get this thing in the air. Yes, I'm going to try and fly it in here, but hey, let's give it a go. Why not get rid of that? So the great thing about this drone is how quick and easy it is to get in the air. It's really just a matter of putting the aerials up like this. You can open these, so the design on this thing is absolutely amazing. You can fold this out and your camera, your phone sits right in here, which is very, very cool. I'm not going to put my phone there for now. I just want to show you how easy it is to get this thing in the air. So basically it's just a matter of turning on the controller, that's now on, turning on the drone. That should make a little, that's DJI's cool little noise that it makes for all of their drones. Then all I have to do is go to my Wi-Fi settings on my iPhone. I use an iPhone, but you can use an Android phone, of course. I just need to go to my Wi-Fi settings and turn my Wi-Fi on. What's going to happen now is my phone will notice the controller on its Wi-Fi network. That's the Wi-Fi network there, and that's the controller there. So I just tap on the controller and it is now connecting. Once it is connected, all I have to do then is open the DJI Go app, which is right there. So I click on the DJI app to open it, and now you can see the camera is recording. That's the camera I'm shooting on right now. And although I'm inside and there's no GPS, it's not picking up the GPS in here, it will still fly for me because the camera has sensors on the bottom that will, the drone rather, has sensors on the bottom, and also the front-facing camera acts as another sensor that will actually determine how far away it is from things, and it'll still keep it stable within the room. So let's get this thing going. So I'm about to get this thing in the air, and it'll make a bit of noise. Hopefully you can still hear me over the top of this. So let's just tap. Actually, what I'll do is I'll face it towards me, tap here, and go take off. So pretty cool, huh? So hopefully you can hear me over the top of that. And you can see I can now actually talk to the camera here, and that's actually recording me. So that's recording me on the phone now, which is very, very cool. So now I have full control over the drone. You can see right now I'm not touching the controllers, and the drone is staying pretty stable. You can see it's fluttering around a little bit. That's probably because it can detect my face and it doesn't like being this close to me. But if I go up a little, like so, so of course, while I was recording that video, my memory card got full, and I had to replace it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So you saw how easy it was to fly the drone and how level they are, and they land really easily as well. So the answer to the question of how hard they are to fly is a walk in the park. One other thing I wanted to point out about the camera on the front is, as I was saying, it records 1080 video, which is very, very cool, but it also shoots a 12 megapixel still image, which is basically the same as what I would get off my phone. So the little the lens on my camera and the lens on my drone are very, very similar, but the sensor inside is a 12 megapixel sensor, so which is pretty good. Like, the image quality is decent, as I say, from a 12 megapixel camera, but I do get much better results out of my Phantom, which we'll again be talking about in another video, because it has a 20 megapixel sensor and enables me to shoot a raw image, which this camera doesn't. But if I'm just producing, say, small prints or smallish canvases, then this will do the job, no worries at all. It'll actually produce quite a good image, considering that it's only a 12 megapixel still camera. So in a nutshell, I really enjoy flying drones, and I really enjoy the way that drone photography has basically reinvigorated the way that I take photos. As I say, it allows me to put a camera in places where I've never been able to put a camera before, which is very exciting. Doing things like bird's eye view photography, where you're looking straight down on top of your subject, is a new angle, of course, that you don't get to see every day. So I love taking photos like that in those kind of with those kind of perspectives. So it can really, as I say, it has reinvigorated the way that I take photos. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have got any questions, leave them in the comments section below. I would like to thank everyone for subscribing so far, and as I say, if you want to keep up to date with these videos, you can subscribe to the channel and hit the bell next to the subscribe button, so you'll get the updates. You'll get a little message when the new videos are made available. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments section below. I do happen to sell these drones at my shop, Ocean Grove Camera and Photo. However, this is my drone. I paid for this drone with my own money. DJI are not paying me to say this. DJI certainly haven't paid me to make this video. I just wanted to tell you my experiences with shooting with the DJI Spark. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you for the next video real soon.